All right, so this time around, I wanted to get to this typing session on Mark Cuban, who I think is an interesting character, a very well-known character that many people like him, or at the very least, you're very well acquainted with the guy. I've also seen some very nutty typings on him lately, so that kind of encouraged me to jump on this little project a little bit sooner. So, Mark Cuban, by some in the socionics world, would be typed as an SEE, ESFP. I think that's about right, but let's see why. Let's prove that. So let's go with
it up in
For what? Oh, the
classicalstrokes.com company I'm doing.
oh, I know you're big on that.
Yeah.
I mean,
talking to Bill Maher.
I'm always going after the pharmaceutical industry. I don't know if we're going after them for the same things. I'm certainly on your page for that too, but I am always on the tip of it's a bigger problem, which is that America uses too many pharmaceuticals, turns to that solution. Don't get me started on COVID, or do.
Either way.
I don't know where you are on that. Obviously, lots of people were saved by the vaccine and needed the vaccine.
Right.
And some people didn't need it and don't want to be told what to do. And
check out how responsive Mark Cuban is. How fast, right on topic, goes with it no matter what.
I don't know if that's all in your thing. I know you just want to get the cost down, right?
Yeah, I mean,
continuously paying attention
the fact that people have to make a choice
Bill Maher,
between
responding to Bill Maher,
food and medication,
right?
It's just wrong.
Well, I would always pick medication. No,
sometimes it's what works.
What do you drink?
Just beer.
That's all you drink?
Pretty much now, yeah. I mean,
why? I hate beer.
See, I'm just like a sip and enjoy. And
some people.
See, my problem is I have two speeds, on and off.
Oh, very important.
And so if I go, I go.
Or then you crash?
No, I just go too hard. I'll just do stupid shit.
Too hard.
So you're talking about doing drinking?
Yeah, just drinking, right? I mean, it's not like I'm not just let's do one shot. Let's have one.
You were that way all your life?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't picture you that way.
All your life.
Like up until how recently?
Up until probably my kids got to be teenagers, and it was more about the example.
How long ago was that?
My kids are 13, 16, and 19. So it's still going.
And you are still capable of.
Oh yeah, I could go hard. Yeah, I mean, I own a basketball team. Those guys go hard, and so
I know, but they're so much younger than you. That's why they can.
So
you party with them?
I have. I mean, not as often as I used to. I mean,
really?
Yeah. I mean, I used to take pride in being able to keep up.
Isn't that hard to get close like that, and then you might have to trade them, or you don't care?
No, I mean, because it's a business. It's like you transfer somebody to another office. They're still going to get paid. It's not
that
like
is
all right, I'm interrupting in a good moment, but just that part alone. Just that part alone is so SE sounding. Like, you see how he's talking, he's very engaging, very interacting with the object, the person in front of him, back and forth, really going at it. And as you continue to watch, you'll notice how he does not struggle to transition in through any conversation. It's just wherever you want to go, bro, we'll just go. But then this part of him talking about it, he's always been this way throughout life, where he can just go too hard. Takes pride in being able to keep up. He is a near 60 years old guy, I think, right now. Has his health issues, whatever, and he still talks about like trying to hang with the pro basketball players at partying and drinking and so on. And it's just through experience that he realizes I gotta slow down. I gotta be careful because I'll just overdo it. I mean, does that not sound like the most SE thing ever? Like, really? And it's just continuous. And now he's going on about just business stuff, all right? Just the business of owning a team and so on. And you see how very knowledgeable he is on the business component, how he views it, that he just understands the information, the data, the like how business works. Very TE. He's very good at that too. And you often are hearing these little bits of like personal, more feeling kind of stuff, more FI stuff. Little bits about him talking about his family. That's his motivation to, hey, you might need to calm down all that SE craziness to set a good example. He talks about his players and the way he kind of views his players in a much more personal kind of way. So you see bits of that kind of pouring out as well. So keep going. You see a lot of SE. You see the TE going on. Already that should be narrowing you down to an ENTJ or an ESFP. And you're seeing, again, the bits of FI, which would make sense as a creative second function. Okay, so let's keep going.
Interesting way to put it.
Yeah.
You're transferring someone to another. You are.
Yeah, there's only 450 players in the league at the top level, right?
Right.
And they know they're one of the 450. So it's not like all of a sudden they're out of the league. They're still getting paid, and it can be disappointing.
You're phasing people out of the league all the time. It's a Darwinian system.
Very much so.
That's why we love sports.
See how quick he is. He understands the details, and he knows his business very well. He's not just a casual owner.
Away from meritocracy, right? For reasons that are somewhat and valid, and sometimes very valid. You know,
it's all different, right? But sports,
you
play to win.
There is not one. I never doubt that those 450 are the best 450.
And it's insane. I mean, everybody's played basketball at some point.
And what other industry can say that?
None.
Certainly not the sociology department.
No academic institution anywhere can say that.
Or really almost any institution.
No, for sure, right? I mean, whether it's government, whether it's a major corporation, academic, there's so much bullshit these days because you have to have people who manage people who, try to watch out for people's feelings, and it's just.
I have no doubt that those
and you see like instances like that, like how very attentive, very engaged in the moment he is, laughs, very expressive. He kind of like really aligns himself well with Bill Maher there, with these jokes and stuff, and he can go right from that and go straight back into like a very TE just discussing the facts, like, look, this is how it is. This is the business. This is how you run it. This is what makes sense. This is all the information. This is the exact number of players. This is the exact number of this. Very involved. And when you listen to the guy more and you know about him, like, you know that he is somebody who it takes a lot more personal pride in his businesses and so on. He is not somebody who's detached from owning the team and just kind of hangs back or whatever. It doesn't really care that much. He's just looking at the bottom line numbers. He is somebody that does get more personal with his players, does really genuinely care about them. He cares about his business. He is one of those owners who loves to be an owner, who loves to be a fan of his own team, and is sitting at the sidelines of all his games and stuff like that. He's very much involved, very much caring about what's going on there. Much more personal feeling going on in there. So keep going a little longer.
The best 450, but the refs.
That's been an expensive topic for me. And if you were seeing, I get fined a lot. But if you were seeing our game last night.
I find, not to make everything political.
Find a lot, like, because he will argue and bitch, and he will make a big deal out of it. He is not some quiet little owner.
Yeah, so I know what it's like to be able to have a box and all that stuff.
And Mark Cuban is known to be one of those guys that if he has a strong opinion about somebody, or if he doesn't like somebody, he will make it known. He will not hold back. He will tell you what he thinks of somebody.
Hit by Madoff, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
The Wilpons.
The Wilpons.
Stevie Cohen, I'm sure he's a buddy of yours.
No,
really?
No, it's not like billionaires hang out. That's not my crew.
Yeah, they think the same thing about people in show business.
Right.
You all know each other.
No, fuck no.
But I must say, sports is too regulated. There's like, I will see somebody make the most incredible catch, and then they'll watch, of course, the replay, like the Zapruder film.
Right.
And it just, the ball like jiggled a tiny 1/10 of an inch, and they take the catch away. And I just want to go, fuck you. Fuck this.
That's because you don't own the team anymore, because that
No, this is football I'm talking about.
Football.
I'm talking about football. A guy makes a catch.
Right.
And it's an amazing catch, sideline, toe tapping, the pass is perfect. And in the old days when they didn't have replay, of course it would just been like, oh, I always want to go close enough, you assholes. Close enough.
Yeah, but you know, how else are they going to fill the time in football? There's only like 12 minutes of real football in a football game.
But I feel like there is a parallel.
Again, notice the
with
laughter,
that,
notice
and the
how
feeling of
expressive he
being
is, notice how
overregulated
quick and
as a
engaging
citizen,
he
which we know in
transitioned. He's always
California.
constantly
Mhm.
engaged.
all
He's
for,
not drifting off. The energy levels doesn't die off. He doesn't zone out into space or something, you know.
Is nuts.
Yeah,
And
they
how
do go a little
flexible
bit
he is
overboard.
with
I
wherever the
cannot live here
conversation
as a
goes.
permanent
He'll go
resident
right with
because
it.
Is
the
that right?
taxes and the regulation. Yeah, I love coming out here, but I'm a visitor.
And those are the reasons, taxes and regulation.
That's a big part of it. Yeah,
Right.
just because, I mean, look what's happened in San Francisco. I mean, an entire industry is getting pushed out. You know, the whole technology industry went from,
Well,
okay, this is growth, this is, you know, the new thing, and now,
Yeah, he'll expand the
you know, it's
conversation in
just about
whatever
people shitting
direction
on
you
the
want it to
street.
go in.
I was going to say, the cleaning up the shit off the street industry is doing very
Really
well.
well. You know, the apps that say where you can go take a shit.
Cleaning broken glass industry.
You know, just smash.
I mean, I don't want
to
add to the shit on the street and take a dump on San Francisco. I love San Francisco. I think we all love San Francisco. No, you never
No,
did?
I've never been a big San Francisco fan at all.
You know, I know what you mean. It's a little cliquey,
pretentious as fuck, right? Being in the
There
tech
you go.
industry,
right?
everybody
You're
is the
right.
smartest motherfucker in the world
Right.
if you live in Silicon Valley.
Well, and also too
He'll tell you
politically
his feelings. He does not hold
Not
back.
so much
as for a
anymore.
comedian,
Maybe, yeah, maybe.
you know, it's the kind of place that's like, oh, I know you think you're smarter, but you're not. First of all, you're not smarter than the people in Tulsa
right.
who come to my show anyway.
Right.
And they're a whole lot more fun.
I mean, the attitudes, I mean, it's just like,
And
we're tech bros. We're tech bros. Of course we're smarter. You know, we went to Harvard, we went to MIT, we're in tech. You just can't hang, right? You don't know what the fuck is going on. I do all I can not to let any of my investments work out of Silicon Valley.
Well, tech is, I mean, just because you're good at tech doesn't mean you're the smartest person in the world.
Fuck no.
Oh,
No.
okay.
Yeah.
Right. You're good at that one thing, which is very important. It's a vital.
But they're not even that good at it. They're just there to pretend that they're good at it, right? You know, because if it was, look, there's a lot of capital there, so that people follow the money. I get that, right? But the pretentiousness and the attitude and the expectations and the arrogance, like, it's just a business. And you can be good anywhere in the world. Hopefully you'll come here to this country and, you know, make the choice like immigrants used to and come here and start companies.
Right.
But I'd rather start a business in Dallas all day, every day. I will not.
Oh, I know, of course. And
so anyway, you see him, he's well known for this. He doesn't like somebody, or he's not into something, he will express himself right away. He's not gonna play nice with people. No, he's definitely gonna do his thing. Now, he still thinks in a very practical way, using plenty of TE and so on. He understands business, but he is very firm on owning his business, controlling his stuff, being in full control, and he would rather take financial losses and control things, to be the boss, to direct stuff, rather than sacrifice his view, his integrity, or sacrifice being the top guy. I mean, it just shows a lot of SE going on. Again, very Gamma Quadra, cynical, harsh on people, harsh opinions, critical of individuals. He was critical of President Trump. Again, as you mentioned before, referees and things like that. He can be very critical of people all the time. Just does not hold back on that. I think the problem with Mark Cuban, for some people trying to type him, is a lot of people fall into the usual trap, probably, of thinking that, oh, he's a rich billionaire who's super successful. Well, that sounds like some NTJ. NTJs do that. So we're going to type him NTJ. It's like, no. This is a guy that looks very Gamma, very strong SE going on, good use of SE and TE combined. But he mentions that his whole life he would go very hard. He played a lot of basketball. He was very interested in running around, doing something each day to make money, to do stuff. You see his engagement and so on. So you're like, you know what? SE looks like it's on top. This is an example of an ESFP, SEE, that became super successful, very rich, and became a billionaire, which is not something we typically think of as an SEE thing. We don't, for it's just stereotypes tend to be that SEs just party and get drunk and are just like incapable of being billionaires. Well, here's an example of that being wrong. Here's an ESFP who is a billionaire, at a very successful billionaire at that. There's other stuff where he'll talk about in the interview, talking to people online, like just random people that he just kind of does it for fun and enjoys it and so on. But not in a trolling way, in an actual directly talking to random people and looking at funny things that happen and so on. So whatever, there's a lot in there. Feel free to look into Mark Cuban. Feel free to check out the rest of this interview. I just wanted to play a nice little sample of it that I think is more than enough to show my point. If you want to look at it, check it out, etc. And again, like and subscribe. Let me see what you have to say about this. I'm glad to show an ESFP who is a successful billionaire, something we don't often see. So, all right, until the next one.